What's good? Let me see who I see in the comments. Again, if you're in the building, like the video, share the video, and make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right? Let's see. Here we go. Who I see in these comments? What's good, late night bopper? What's good, Terrence House? What's good, DJ? What's good, the Alkebulan Trust? Kyle Wright, Bradley, K 2019, Jesus Christ Love, Mystical Harmonizer. Hey, Queen. Hey, Kyle Wright. What's up, Reppin' Time Fitness? Cool Gent 87, Raymond, Aaron, E.L. Adams, Divine Masculine, Dion, Michael Hood, Scientific, Todd, Maurice Hall, Rain Hunter, Rebel, Reginald, Dark Sun, Scorpion, 4J Radio, Derek, Tony, Southern Gentleman Productions, Woo, Kyle. What's good, everybody? Okay, I do my best to try to say what's up to everybody. What's good, Derek? So, as you guys know, we went live the other day. And if you don't, go back and watch the video. We have really dope discussions randomly, okay? And we talked about a lot of women not being wife material, so to speak, okay? A lot of women not knowing how to be a wife. And I was reading through some of the comments. You know, every now and then I'll get like a notification on YouTube, like when I'm checking my analytics or whatever. And I looked at a comment that popped up, and it was from one of my subscribers by the name of, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Bunique. Okay. And Bunique said, whoa, we have to take baby steps. We getting ahead of ourselves here. Teach them how to be feminine first. There is a lot of prerequisites they have to pass to get the wife lesson. And I completely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. What's good, Quay? Sometimes I can be a little bit out of order, okay? It just really depends on what sparks my interest, what inspires me for that day to talk about. And sometimes I can get a little bit ahead of myself as far as what I speak on, you know, because maybe I need to go over something first before I can speak on that. But even still, I'm still going to talk randomly if it comes to me regardless. But he's absolutely right. In order for us to be wives, and I know this can sound old school and whatever, a lot of y'all think I have a misogynistic way of thinking and I'm male identified and whatever have you, but we have to first get back in tune, get back in alignment with our femininity. Okay? Peace to you, E.L. Adams, for your donation, and peace to you, Sankofa, for your donation as well. I appreciate that. We have to get back in alignment with our femininity in order for us to even go into that whole discussion of being a wife. A lot of us are too rough. A lot of us are too hard. A lot of us are way too masculine. All right? And we don't understand why we are pushing men away or why we are not getting the men that we want. And it's because we are turning them off. A man does not want to be in a relationship with another man. I mean, unless you go that way and all, look, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But my platform, I mainly speak to heterosexual couples, okay? And no man that is heterosexual wants to be in a relationship or in a union with a woman that is going to be competing with him, a man that is not going to make him feel, masculine. Like, men and women both look for each other to balance each other out. We look, if you're a feminine woman, you're looking for a masculine man. If you're a masculine man, you're looking for a feminine woman. And so when you're not getting that from the opposite sex, it can run you off. It can turn you off. And, no matter how fine you are, no matter how good you look, no matter your credentials in life or whatever have you, no matter how successful you are, whatever, a man will get turned off if he does feel like you don't possess that feminine essence, if you don't possess that feminine quality about yourself, if you don't have a feminine energy dominantly, okay? Because as we all know, men and women both have masculine and feminine energy. That's just balance. But when it comes to a woman, your feminine energy should overpower your masculine energy, right? And a lot of us don't do that. And a lot of it has to do with the world that we live in. The world that we live in today causes us to be rough. It causes us to be strong, and it causes us to be competitive, right? Everything in America is competitive. We want to be the prettiest, or we want to be the most successful. We want to be the strongest. We want to be the more, whatever. Like, we're constantly in competition, and that is a masculine energy. And so when you have all of these women that are in, this competitive spirit, you are bringing forth that masculine side to you. Peace to you, Queen Alita. Peace, Queen. Peace to everybody. I'm sorry if I didn't get to say what's up to everybody. What's good, Nasir? He says, big facts, Queen. Preach. I'm trying. What's good, Count Sekou? My soft leg is girly and feminine, but she can shoot a pistol as good as me. And that's what I'm saying. That's balance, But like you said, her feminine side dominates. It's overpowering that masculine side. I'm not saying that you can't have a masculine side. Y'all know me. Y'all be like, damn, you so tough and strong. Like, yes, I'm tough and strong, but when I'm with my husband, and I'm dealing with my king, I am feminine. It's a time and a place for a woman to be masculine. You got to have your qualities. Peace to you, DX, for your donation. You always show so much love, King. Thank you. It's a time and a place, to show that masculine side. But when you're with your man, or when you're with your king, or you're trying to get a man, it's important for you to display that feminine essence to you, because that's what a masculine man wants. And a lot of us women claim that we do want a masculine man, and we're having problems getting him because we are possessing a masculine energy that is overshadowing our feminine energy. A lot of us women don't want to be feminine and submissive. When I say things like, submission, we get in the uproar, and we take it as something that is bad, something that is making us be a slave or a servant and what have you, but it's not. And the reason that a lot of you guys have that sentiment when it comes to submission is because you may have been dealing with toxic men that did not have a clear and concise definition of what it was to be submissive to your man. A lot of men make it seem like submission is this thing to where a woman has to bow down to you, and a woman is not, your equal. And I totally disagree with that. I feel like men and women both complement each other. It's just certain things about the woman that a man does not possess, and there's certain things about a man that a woman does not possess. But that does not mean that a man is above or a woman is above. We are equal but different. We complement each other in different ways. We're both equally powerful. It's just in different ways. And I don't like when I hear a lot of men think that because they are men, that a woman should automatically bow down to him. A woman should automatically give in to him, especially if you are a weak ass man to begin with. But we're going to touch on that on Monday. On Monday, I want y'all to come back. We're going to be talking about, some what kind of men are worth submitting to. Okay, and we're gonna get into all of that. Don't get your pennies and your boxes in the bunch. Okay, but that's another story. What I'm trying to say is, ladies, we have to be able to be feminine, and the way that we can be feminine is by being submissive when it comes to our men, being softer, not competing with him. And when I say submission, I mean in the way of catering to your man. I mean in the way of allowing that man to lead. That's his natural role, is to lead. If he's a real man, a lot of real men naturally can lead. They can take the forefront like that and guide you in the right and necessary direction. And if you're with a man that cannot do that, again, queen, that's a reflection on you, and you need to exit the stage right? But, we need to be able to be feminine with our men. We need to be able to be nurturing with our men. We need to be able to show care, love, okay? And when it comes to submission, and I know that's the hot word of the week, it does not mean that you are a pushover. It does not mean that you are a little bitch. It does not mean that, ladies. It just means that you are able to be flexible when it comes to your king. Okay? True indeed, one Miss Love and Life. You got to lead by example. Keep up the great work, 6. Liking the energy. Peace to you, King. Some women take leading as controlling. And again, some men view leading as controlling. Right? And to me, that's where we have that disconnect. It's because we are both running into toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. And so when a woman runs into a man that has toxic masculinity, he's telling her that you need to obey me, you need to listen to me and stay in your place. And your place is beneath me. Your place is to prop me up. Your place is to bow down and serve me. And so you do and you say, and you do as I say, right? And so they get it in their minds that that's what leading is. That's what submission is being able to be controlled, because they are running into these toxic men. But like I keep saying, kings don't do that. Kings don't abuse their power. They don't abuse the love of their woman. Okay, so that's the big difference. And that's why you're running into women who do view a man as leading as being controlled. All right, that's one of the reasons. There's many different levels. Okay. But yes, ladies, we're way too dominant. A lot of us are way too self-centered. A lot of us are way too aggressive. A lot of us are way too arrogant. And a lot of us are way too damn disrespectful when it comes to our men. And a man does not like that. That it's not feminine to be aggressive like that. It's not feminine to want to dominate your man. Now, is it a time and place to dominate your man? Yes, indeed, queen, it is. Okay. But for the majority of the part, a man does not wish to be in a situation with a woman that wants to dominate him. Okay, a man's natural role is to be able to lead and guide a woman. If you're coming off as a woman that is too stubborn, can't be told anything, you don't want to listen, you want to be rough, you want to be in competition with him, he's going to run away. He's going to flee. And yeah, he might hit it, but he's not going to stick around. And see, that's where we're getting in this whole debacle. We're getting into these situations to where it's like, well, I don't understand because, I am a woman that looks the part, okay? And when I say look the part, I mean you're dressing a certain way, but a lot of us aren't. A lot of us aren't keeping up with our looks, and we're gonna get into that later. Peace to you, Queen Rita, for your donation. She says, stopping by to show love. Keep it up, beloved. Thank you, Queen. But a lot of us aren't. But and some of us, let's hit on the different layers to it. Some of us women are presenting ourselves to be feminine by way of how we present ourselves, by our appearance, I should say. We have our makeup done, we have the nice fitted outfits, and we have the nice garments, and we got the nice shape and the nice bodies and all of that. But when it comes to communicating with our men or dealing with our men, we're very aggressive, we're very masculine, and that's a turnoff. So you may have it confused to where you feel like you are a feminine woman based upon your appearance, but based upon your approach, it's a different story, and you're running men off that way. Because a man could look at you very well and be like, damn, you fine in the motherfucker, you sexy, you bad. Yeah, I like what I see, but I don't like what I'm experiencing. And a lot of us don't understand that we have to change our behaviors in order to be more feminine. Femininity is not a look, it's more of an action. It's more of a way of life. It's a verb, okay? It's an action. And while it can be an adjective as well, to where you're describing, the way somebody looks or dresses or walks or talks, it's more of an action than anything. And a lot of us don't understand that. A man does not want to be in competition with his woman. When a man comes home, he needs his woman to nurture him. He needs his woman to cater to him. He needs his woman to listen to him and understand him. We already live in a world where it's filled with competition. And what did I just say earlier? I said that competition is a masculine quality. It's a masculine energy. And although that is the way of the world, when our man comes home and has to deal with us on an intimate level, on a one-on-one loving couple level, he does not need that masculine energy in his house if it's not coming from him. They need women to balance them out. A lot of us are not trying to balance out our men. We're trying to be the man, or we're trying to compete with our men. And like I keep saying, a real man is not going to go for that. He's going to get turned off. And yes, while he may have sex with you, he's not going to commit to you. Like, yeah, you fine. You sexy enough to hit. You got a nice ass. I like to grip that and hit that from the back and flip it over and all of that. Like, that's fine. But when it comes to settling down with you, if he's constantly in a constant battle, he's going to get turned off and he's going to leave. What's good, Phelps? He says, speak, Queen, preach. I'm trying to. Marie says, this is why so many were against Fantasia's message about submission. Yeah, a lot of women, the majority of women I saw were in conflict with what Fantasia said, but I felt the queen. Like, I agree wholeheartedly, but I do feel like the conversation should have gone a little bit deeper into detail, which is why I'm going to get into that on Monday when I talk about the types of men, or the qualifications or the characteristics that a man should possess in order for you to submit to him. But I absolutely agree with her, and it's sad that majority of the world that we live in has such a pro-woman, anti-man, feminist type of outlook as far as when it comes to women, that when a woman speaks in that way, she's going to be met with resistance. She's going to be called a pygmy. She's going to be called stupid. She's going to be called dumb, and she's going to be frowned upon, because that's the way of the world that we live in. And that's why I feel like it's important for us to have these kind of conversations so that we can dive into these issues in more detail, right? But like you said, it's a problem. It's a problem for a lot of women to submit to a man, to their man, And again, if you feel like you can't submit to your man, that's a problem on your end because you chose that man to be with, you know. But again, we're going to get into that later. But yes, no man wants to constantly feel like he's in competition. He's constantly having to give his woman pushback in order for him to have a say so, in order for him to be heard. That's not cool. No man wants that. No man needs that. You know what I'm saying? And can we take the conversation a little bit further without y'all getting in y'all feelings? Because I know I'm about to trigger somebody when I hit on this. And that's right, Big J. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, hit the share button, chime in, y'all. Subscribe, notification bell, hit that too. All right? Y'all need to hear this. Somebody need to hear this. That's why I tell y'all to like the videos and share the videos, okay? But let's take the conversation a little further, y'all. Some that may be a little uncomfortable for us to really hit on, like we need to hit on it. Men are very visual creatures. Okay? Men are very visual creatures. Not to call y'all creatures and make it seem like y'all ain't human. Men are very visual creatures, and a lot of us women do not put in the necessary efforts to be presentable to our men in a way that is going to cater to his desires, whether that is sexually or whatever the case is. Like, a lot of us women put more energy and put more efforts into impressing other women than impressing our men. And that's a turn off too. When a woman is able to present herself in a way that is appealing to her man, that's feminine. That's a feminine quality that shows that you care about catering to his sexual needs and catering to his appeal and things of that nature. A lot of us don't do that. We don't care how we look when it comes to our men. We don't care how we act when it comes to our men. And not saying that you have to, always be dolled up or always carry yourself in this certain way when it comes to your man, because again, it's balance. But a lot of us completely neglect that aspect, and then we wonder why our men get turned off or they start looking elsewhere when it comes to other women outside of the home. Netta says yes. EL got the hands up. Woman's loving life got the eye emojis. It says speak the truth. Jay says big facts. They do it for Instagram, but I don't do it for the bed. But don't do it for the bedgram. Okay. See, that's an issue. Like we completely neglect that aspect of femininity. Our men want to, have certain. How can I say this without? Our men want to lust after us too, okay? They want to look at us and be like, damn, you beautiful. Damn, you look good. Whether you got on makeup or not, whether, whatever, just they want to but put some kind of energy towards it. A lot of us just be like, we don't give a damn, When we get the man, we completely taper off when it comes to presenting ourselves in a certain way. We start being obnoxious. We start trying to pick fights. We start trying to argue. We stop getting dead up like we once did when we first met that man. And that can be like, well, damn, maybe she don't really feel me like that no more. Maybe she's not really interested in me like that anymore. Maybe she doesn't feel the need or the desire to impress me because she feels like, she has me and she can take me for granted in that way. So it's important to, put some kind of effort into your appearance as well when it comes to your man. Now, should it be all the time? No, but some of the time when your man come home, have some lingerie on, or have like a nice sexy robe on with nothing underneath. Be naked. Do something to appease your man in a feminine way. Don't just be walking around with, your box with his boxes on, and you got your breath stank. You ain't washed your ass. Like we be forgetting that men are visual creatures and they need that from time to time. Okay. So that's another aspect of being feminine, having that softness to you as far as how you present and carry yourself, but also as far as how you look. Have a soft look to yourself and be able to, cater and cater to your man that way as well. DJ says, yes, please, no stank breath. That's another thing, ladies. And let me make this perfectly clear, okay? I'm not here to bash women. I'm not here to tear us down. I'm here to be honest. I'm here to be truthful. And if that truth hurts you, I apologize. But I just ask that you try to understand me and hear me out, okay? Yes, Netta. Yes, Netta. See, I'm so glad it's so many beautiful queens that's on my platforms that understand me. Y'all don't know how refreshing that shit is, because I don't get that a lot. So I appreciate the queens that do understand what I'm saying. But also part of being feminine is taking care of your appearance. It's taking care of your hygiene. Men, I came across a video earlier today that was talking about women being more feminine, and it was from a man, and he said men want a woman that are feminine, submissive, and they smell good. And I'm like, that is so basic, so simple. But yet, when I thought about it, I'm like, damn, is that all men really want? Is a woman that is feminine, a woman that's submissive, and a woman that smells good? And I thought to myself, like, I think that really kind of boils down what a man would really desire from a woman. And a lot of us we don't embody any of those things, or maybe one out of the three. A lot of women are not feminine, meaning we don't carry the essence of a woman. We're trying to dominate. We're trying to be aggressive. We're trying to compete. We're trying to control. A lot of us are not submissive. A lot of us don't care about, making sure that we are smelling good. We don't care about making sure that, and when I say smelling good, I mean all aspects. When I say being clean and having cleanliness about yourself, I mean in all aspects. Men look for that because that in and of itself is a feminine quality. Not saying that men don't want to smell good and take care of their hygiene, but for the majority of the part, okay, I would say that women take more heed to that aspect of womanhood. We care a lot, or we should care a lot about how we smell, how clean we are, how clean our houses are. A lot of us neglect that, and then a man gets turned off by that as well. Netta B says men don't want much. They're simple and like a small variety of things. Yes, Netta B, and a lot of us women don't understand. And this is not to downplay men and make it seem like men are just basic ass, people. But a lot of men are very simple, and a lot of women try to make it a lot more complicated, or we make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. If we could just nurture and cater to a man and be submissive and listen to him and make sure that he's taken care of, if indeed that's your man, if indeed he's qualified for such treatment. But again, if he's not qualified for such treatment and you're saying that's your man, that's a problem on your end, sis. Okay, but a lot of men are very simple in regards to a relationship. They just want a woman that's gonna hear them out, a woman that's gonna understand them, a woman that's gonna be nurturing, a woman that's gonna cater to his needs and wants, a woman that's going to smell good, a woman that's gonna have the house clean, a woman that's gonna have herself clean, a woman that's gonna cook, a woman that's gonna not bother him all the damn time and nag him. And men are very simple. A woman that's gonna look good, a woman that's gonna give him good sex when he, when he needs it, when he wants it, when he desires it, and not to make it seem like women should just be a man's sex slave. Like, no. But when it comes to satisfying and pleasing your man, there should be no issue, queen. And a lot of us make it seem like, when you are being of service to your man, that somehow makes you weak and diminishes what it means to be a woman. And it doesn't. If anything, when you are being feminine towards your man, when you are being submissive towards your man, when you are catering to your man, when you are being nurturing towards your man, when you are loving your man, he's taking all of that as a sign of your love to him. He's taking that as a sign of your devotion to him. He's taking that as respect to him as a man. And so he's going to want to give that back into you and cater back to you in return, because we all know and understand, at least we should know and understand, that relationships are reciprocal. And so the energy that you give out is the energy that you get back. And if a lot of us women took heed to that fact, we would be a lot more satisfied in our relationships, and we would have no problems, keeping a man, attracting a man, getting a man, whatever the case is. But because we are trying to compete with our men, and because we are trying to be so aggressive, and we are so rough, and we are so dominating, and we try to be so controlling, we push men away. But we think that is somehow showcasing how strong and powerful we are. And I keep telling us women this: your true power, ladies, your true power is in your femininity. Your true power, ladies, is in your femininity, not your masculinity, in your femininity. We sleep on how powerful it is to be a woman that's feminine. And while it's a time and place for you to be masculine and dominate certain areas, when it comes to your relationship, that's not the time and place, dear. That's a fast way to get left, because you're going to constantly bump heads. When you are able to be feminine towards your man and show him that, damn, this woman really cares about me. This woman really respects me. This woman really loves me. This woman honors me. He's going to pour back into you by being a man that is worth doing those things for. A real man won't take advantage of that. And so many of us are used to dealing with these pseudo men, okay, to the point to where we've gotten so hard and so rough around the edges, to the point where we feel like anytime we display any kind of feminine quality or any kind of softer side to ourselves, that is a way for a man to take advantage or take control. And it's absolutely not correct when you are dealing with a king. We have to stop treating kings like they are these pseudo-ass men that we are used to dealing with. You need to recognize a king when you have one. And a lot of us can recognize a king when we have one by his ways and by his actions. Your power is in how nurturing you can be. Your power is in how loving you can be. Your power is in how caring you can be. Your power is in how soft you can be when it comes to your man, when it comes to your husband, when it comes to your boyfriend, when it comes to your king. That's your power when it comes to him. He's going to melt every time He's going to melt every time. When you display those softer qualities to yourself, because he can finally feel like, damn, I have a safe haven. Damn, I have a place to where I can finally be accepted. I can finally be nurtured. Jay over here tripping. Jay Alexander says, preach, I almost caught the spirit. Look, we're not gonna play with y'all. You know, when your man can finally feel like, you know, he has some kind of peace with his woman, he's not letting you go. He's going to do everything in his power to keep you. And the way to keep you is by making sure that you are satisfied, making sure that you are being provided for, making sure that you are being taken care of. How do you do that, ladies? By not competing with your man, by not giving him friction and pushback and resistance constantly. Now, am I saying that you should just be a pushover and roll over and do what your man say? Absolutely not. Sometimes going to be instances where your man is going to get out of line, just like it's going to be instances where you get out of line, and both of you guys are going to have to check each other respectfully, right? But, you know, once you understand that your power is in your femininity and you being able to cater to that man and you being able to love that man and nurture that man, you know, and he's going to reciprocate that back to you because he wants to constantly be replenished in that way and fulfilled in that way, you know, then that's when you got the game and you're going to be able to run with it. But we don't understand that. We don't know that, you know. We never experienced a real man because we are constantly accepting these low budget ass dudes into our lives to the point where we feel like it ain't no good men out there. And it's not the truth. It's not true at all. Okay, y'all want to call in? Okay, I'm gonna share the link to y'all if y'all want to call in. All right, copy. If y'all want to add something to the conversation, here's the link. All right, I hope y'all see that link. If you want to come in, I will invite you on. But again, y'all, make sure y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Please, please, please. You never know who could benefit from the conversation. All right? Let me paste it again just in case. Some people low budget due to past relationships and child support. Look here, blue guy. But see, that's where I feel like accountability has to come into play. You can't constantly blame how you respond or how you act towards the opposite sex or in relationships on your past experiences. Peace to you, 4J Radio, for your donation. And if I missed y'all, I'm sorry. I do my best to make sure I give all of y'all appreciation for y'all donation because y'all don't have to do that. But yeah, you should never allow what happened to you in your past or in your previous relationship to define what kind of character you will possess in your future relationship, because that's how you get stuck in relationship after relationship where you feel like you're constantly being met with the same result. It's because you are going into this relationship with past and previous baggage. And when you go into relationships with past previous baggage, you're going to constantly make that person that you are currently with pay for, you know, whatever the last person did. And so you're going to get the same result because you're treating them badly. And in return, they're going to want to treat you badly or retaliate. And then before you know it, you have a destructive kind of dynamic. And that's not what you want. You want to make sure that you are letting go of your past issues and starting fresh, starting a brand new slate when it comes to dealing with new men and when it comes to dealing with new women. Not everybody is the same. Okay? And so it's important for us to understand that. All right, I guess y'all don't want to call in. Somebody said they want to call in. I guess they don't want to do it no more. Accountability equals submission. Could. That's a dynamic to it. Let me see. I see Blue trying to come on, but it's not. Let me see if I can bring Blue on. What's up, Blue?
How you doing? How you doing?
I see Blue trying to turn me down. I hear playback. Let me see if I can bring
Okay,
Blue.
hold on.
What's up, Blue?
How you doing?
I see Blue trying. Turn me down. I hear playback.
Okay. Okay, hold on. 1 second. How you doing? Is that better?
I can. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to rebuild my life back and get back on the right path. Um, it been real stressful for me, honestly. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, and I understand that a lot of stuff I did was wrong too. You know, I always admitted to a lot of things that I did wrong. You know, I never, you know, played victim or whatnot. But at the same time, I always was the type of person to try to help a person out. So I guess I just end up meeting the wrong person and rushing my relationship and basically building a relationship with this person, and we really didn't see eye to eye. And basically, to be honest, this person really had a real bad toxic life, and I didn't really realize that at the time because I guess I was just so happy and head over heels. And you know how it is when you meet someone.
So
So
was
what?
she not being feminine? I'm trying to tie this back into our conversation.
Say that again.
I'm trying to tie this back into our conversation about femininity. Like, are you getting to that?
Um, yeah, well, she was feminine a little bit, but really not, I guess. Where she really had tomboyish ways too, and I guess that was the problem too. So you know, a lot of arguments and things of that nature would come to the surface, and like you was saying earlier, the respect thing. Both of us was arguing and trying to put our foot down, and it was over the simplest things. About like who gonna watch the child while I'm at work, and things of that nature, and one thing led to another. And I mean, I feel like communication is a must, in these relationships. So without that, I don't see anything going on further than that.
Mm. Okay, King. So what I got from Blue was he was in a situation with a woman and she was not trying to be respectful to him. She wasn't trying to listen. She gave him all kind of pushback, and that's part of the issue as far as femininity as well. We got to work on that, ladies. I see SQ squared. What's good, SQ squared?
What is these guys' plan? You can't do anything without a plan, right? So if you're sitting there trying to say, well, I want to be the most masculine guy, and you want the woman to follow you, if you don't have a plan, why would anybody follow you? And you can't sit there and brag to yourself and to other people that you're alpha male. That doesn't make any sense, because what you're doing is you're pronouncing yourself an alpha male. That can't happen. Other men have to basically follow you in order for her to follow you. So if you don't have a plan, why would anybody follow you?
Interesting. So you feel like men need to have a plan if they want a woman to basically be in a situation where a woman does follow them and listen to them and, you know, nurture them and cater to them. Which
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree with that. And that's what we're going to actually talk about that on Monday. We're going to talk about some qualities that a man should possess, you know, in order for a woman to be submissive to him. Because I feel like that's dead on the money. A lot of men miss out on that aspect when it comes to a woman submitting to them. They automatically assume because he's a man and because she's a woman that she has to automatically submit. And that's not the way that life works. You have to first be a man that is showing and proving himself to be a leader, have a plan, not just a plan, but a solid plan that you can follow through on and all sorts of things. So I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, why would anybody follow you if you can't get people to understand what you're planning to do? Why? I mean, if you're saying, well, my plan is just to wander around or play TV games, is there any person that you've seen become a rock star of drug use, a rock star of being a miscreant or a criminal behavior? It doesn't. So why would a woman, the one woman that you want that is a good-hearted person that wants to help you, why would she want to follow a plan that is suspect, that has the rest of the community against you? She doesn't want to sit there and drop into a circle of people that's full of nonsense and bad situations. She wants to sit there and be with somebody who's going to be moving forward to a positive goal. That's what the plan is.
True indeed. Peace to you, SQ squared.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the king. You know, men, y'all first and foremost have to be a man of substance and value, you know, to reap such benefits from a woman. You know, so I absolutely agree with that. But again, we're going to touch on all of that on Monday. I expect that a lot of y'all men will be triggered by that video. So I'm just bracing myself for that, you know, but I gotta speak the truth. I gotta deal with balance. You know, I'm not just on here, you know, speaking to women. I'm talking about men as well, you know, so that's what it's all about. But yes, if we could get back to building with one another to where men have that quality to where they can be forward thinking, where they can be providers, where they can be protectors, where they can be these men that are leaders, rightfully so. If we could get back to that, I guarantee you that a lot of women, not all, okay, it's always gonna be exceptions to the rule, but I think majority of women would fall in place. And we talked about that as well in previous videos. But I see Roman wants to get on. Again, you guys, like this video, share this video, subscribe. What's good, Roman?
Hi, it's Blessing Goddess. How you doing tonight?
Good.
I want to chime in and saying, I agree with everything that you're saying. I had a situation with ex where we keep going back and forth, breaking up and going back together. And I just noticed that every time I try to get myself together, try to get myself right, and we get back together, and it just, like, the way she was in the relationship just got worse when it came to how dealing with each other. Like, I think it was like a competition, like what you touched on. And in a lot of things that these women don't understand is the programming. I think you touch on this a lot in your when you come online. What they watch on television, what these entertainers are saying, and a lot to do with. I agree with some of the Me Too movement, and then the boss movement in women. And I understand, and I think they take it a little too far. And another thing, I think some women don't like the word submission. Mm-hmm. Where, you think of a dog, you think of, submitting to his master. And it has nothing to do with that. In a relationship, there should not be two heads. And now there's movement where people are saying they woke and they're calling themselves kings and queens. When you watch something on television when it has to deal with a king and a queen, how do you see the queen sit on her throne? She's sitting there just quiet, but you see the essence of her. You see the power of her. When she speaks, everybody's quiet. Everybody's quiet because they know with her words, it's like it's spoken with like with thought behind it and intent. So you know, and when she speaks, the king does not speak, and when the king speaks, she does not speak. They work together and moving forward, and there's no competition. What's the competition with your soulmate supposed to be? You guys are supposed to be united and moving forward, and not fighting and against each other. We're out here when we go. That's how I feel. When I come out into the world, I should be one with my woman. You know, there's already a lot of things against us out there. So you don't need someone that's gonna be fighting against you when it comes to something. Maybe you come into an altercation out in the streets or something. If you're not united at home, how are you gonna be united outside? You know, that's what I gotta say. Hopefully someone hears this and takes heed to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Roman, for that. Peace. He was... Peace to the King, Roman. I love to hear men speak like that. I love to hear men have that balance in the discussion, in their mindsets. That is beautiful. And I feel like that in and of itself is a key element that a lot of men don't possess, which is why, you know, a lot of us women are out of alignment in and of ourselves. Okay? A lot of us women are not in alignment, and we're the masculine ones, and we're constantly giving men pushback because a lot of men don't think like how Roman thinks. They don't deal with balance. They don't deal in duality. They make it seem like a man is the controller and the woman is the server. And if more men would get in that mindset of we need each other, we complement each other, we respect each other, then we will be able to build. But it's gonna require work from both men and women. It cannot be just one side trying to fix themselves while the other side just has to, you know, point the blame and point the finger and never take accountability. You know, like he said, when it comes to being a queen, that in and of itself has its own power to it. You don't have to be a king in order to have authority. You don't have to be a king in order to have power and have some kind of influence or say so. Queens have our time and our place as well, and we are just as powerful. But we both in that relationship have to grant each other that power. And a way for us women to grant our men that power is by being more feminine in our relationships. It should never be a case. And I want to say shout out to who is this? Hold on. I don't like to give my people shout outs. Thank you so much, Dark Sun, for your donation. He says peace. But yeah, that's what it should never be an instance where your man feels like when he comes home, he's with, you know, another dude out on the street that he's competing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, your man should never feel that way. He should never feel friction. He should never feel like he has to fight for his right to be a man. He should never have to fight for his position in his household. He should never have to fight for his position in his relationship. And a lot of us women do that by trying to be so controlling and masculine, not knowing and understanding understanding that our power, our true power, is in the essence of our femininity, because that's going to balance out our king, and he's going to balance us out in return, and then we're going to be able to live in harmony and peace and love with one another. But as long as we're both trying to play the same position, we're going to be neglecting this position over here. This and things over here are not going to be fulfilled. And when things over here are being neglected, then you're only setting your relationship up to collapse. If we're putting all of our time and effort and energy over on this side, who's taking care of everything that's being neglected on that side? How about we split it? I'm going to take care of this, baby. You take care of that. And then we can build together and make sure that our foundation is solid all the way through, all the way across. But if I'm fighting you and constantly tearing down the foundation, and you fight me back and we tearing down the foundation, it's going to eventually disintegrate. It's going to collapse. It's going to be destroyed. So, ladies, we have to understand that the world deals in duality. It deals in balance. The woman's natural essence is femininity. The man's natural essence is masculinity. And if we're both trying to be masculine in that dynamic, it's going to clash when it comes to a true masculine man. When it comes to a true alpha man, it's going to clash every time. And you're going to constantly wonder, well, what's wrong with me? Well, what's wrong with you, queen, is your man feels like when he's with you, he's dealing with the outside world. You should always be your man's soft spots. You should always be your man's safe haven. You should always be your man's nurturer. If he's going to be your provider, he's going to need you to be his nurturer. Like they said earlier, a man always has to go out into this world and constantly compete, constantly prove himself, constantly do this, constantly fight for that. So when he comes home to his woman and she's meeting him with that same force, he's going to feel out of place. He's not going to feel like his home is his home. So make your man feel like his home is his home by being his peace. How do you be his peace? By being that soft, feminine energy that you are designed to be. All right, y'all. I don't see no more callers coming through, so I think I'm going to wrap this on up. I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation. I hope y'all were able to take something away from the conversation of substance and value. I see all of y'all in the comments with the praise hands and the 100s and facts. But yeah, y'all, we got to get back into our feminine essence. Being soft, being nurturing, catering, being submissive to our men, you know, listening. Carrying ourselves a certain way, looking a certain way. Don't no man want no chick that's out here looking like anything, okay? Put some effort and energy into you looking more feminine, having more of a feminine essence and quality. Now, I saw somebody in the comments earlier was like, well, tomboys are sexy. Because I saw, because the king came on, he was like, yeah, she a tomboy. Tomboys can be sexy. It's just all about you adding your feminine energy to your style, adding your feminine energy to your presentation, to the way you carry yourself and all of that, you know. Always make sure that your feminine essence, your feminine energy, your feminine qualities outweigh your masculine energy when it comes to your man, when it comes to your relationship. If it does not, a masculine man is going to leave you. It can be sexy savage, okay? I got a little tomboy ways to me. You know, I wear tank tops, you know, and maybe I have on like some jogging pants and, you know, still sexy though, still feminine though. I'm not out here like, you know, what's good, I ain't out there like that, you know, trying to be a dude, but you know, you can make anything sexy as a woman. Just make sure that your feminine essence is overpowering that shit. Okay, y'all. But you fine though. Look here, Sally. I ain't finna play with your ass. I appreciate that, but nah. What I'm trying to say is, just make sure that you are bringing forth that more softer energy to you, that more nurturing energy to you, because a lot of women don't possess that, and we're wondering why we are running off those masculine men that we say that we want. All right, says you clearly feminine. I'm very feminine. Okay, I have a rough side to me though, but that's balanced. But even still, my feminine energy, my feminine qualities outweigh that. And that's what I need for us women to understand. All right. Our power, our true power is in our femininity. All right. But I'm going to get off of here. Again, y'all, like the video, share the video, subscribe. I know a lot of y'all are probably out. It's the weekend. Y'all trying to get ready to go to the bars, the clubs, whatever you trying to say, whatever you trying to do, you know. So I understand why a lot of y'all are probably not in attendance, but you're going to go back and you're going to watch this video, and I hope that you were able to take away some jewels and some valuable information from what I said. I hope I didn't sound too damn misogynistic or one-sided, or I hope you didn't think I was trying to tear down women. I'm not trying to tear us down. I'm just trying to be real with us and tell us that what's missing in our relationships and why they are not lasting is our femininity. Our feminine qualities, being able to nurture and cater to our men, being able to love our men, being able to care for our men, being able to not be in competition with your man. That's not the way of a relationship. That's not the way of a healthy relationship. All right. The club, never. Ha ha ha. Look, brother. What's your name? Brother Ikayan. Look, some people be out at the club. There's a lot of people that probably be at the club, you know, so that's why on Fridays I don't be having a lot of people in the building, but it's okay. We gonna get through it. I appreciate the 100 and something or 90 people or whatever the case was that came through. But again, like the video, share the video, and have somebody else to be able to come back later and watch our conversations, because they are dope. They may be uncomfortable. They may be triggering, but they are very necessary. All right, y'all. I got to go. Much love and peace.